Once again, welcome back to Leafs Morning Take. Our main man, Noah Gregor. Noah, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, just hanging out. How you guys doing?
Very
Doing
good.
good.
Thank you so much for doing this. First and foremost, what was your experience like as a Maple Leaf? What have you been up to since the season ended?
It was awesome, honestly. I love my time in Toronto. It's the first time coming to a new team in my career, so it was a little bit different in that sense. But the organization treated me unbelievably. The guys were great. I got right into it, fairly quick, and I loved my time there. And as of right now, just back in Edmonton, back in the gym, and just hanging out, enjoying some time back home.
Greg's, what was the biggest difference you noticed going from a market and an organization like San Jose Sharks? Obviously, great and everything, NHL, nothing against the Sharks, but to come to Toronto, a different beast. What were some of the differences you noticed going to a market like that?
Yeah, I think anytime you go from a smaller-ish market to probably the biggest market in the league, it's there's some big changes. I think just the way the way the organization is run is second to none. I think the staff we have in Toronto is unbelievable. Anything you could want, they're there to help you out, and they want to help, which is awesome to see. And then just the support we get from the fans was crazy. Just walking around, you'll get recognized. Like, I don't get recognized too much. I'm not saying I'm getting recognized that much, but even just to get once every month is pretty cool to see. And I really appreciated that, and it was awesome.
So obviously we have the unique perspective, Greg's on this show. Rosie played for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's good friends with Luke Shen, who was on the team last year. So they always just speak glowingly to the organization. What was it like to live it, to be a Maple Leaf, to be, what's a team like and the organization behind the scenes?
Yeah, it was awesome. Kind of like I said, just everyone wants to help the team win, help the players win. Whether that's the equipment staff, the medical staff reaching out, whether you're hurt or you're healthy, just trying to make sure you're in the best shape you can be. Our dietitians, our chefs, everyone wants to help you out. And then I think just the attitude and the culture we had, just kind of the way the Leafs have been the past few years. Our goal is to win a Stanley Cup, and our goal is to go as far as you can, and that was made known from the first day at camp. Is we have a goal here, and we're going to do everything we can to accomplish that. Obviously, we know what happened in the playoffs, and we didn't achieve that, but I really noticed that's everyone's goal in Toronto is to accomplish that.
For sure. Speaking of that, they made a big splash here hiring Craig Berube. He's going to come into that locker room. What are your thoughts on him? Do you have any experience with him? And what do you think that'll do to that locker room?
Yeah, no experience with Craig. Obviously, coaches changes happen. Sheldon did I think a good job with us. I appreciated his time, but sometimes in hockey things have to change, and I think Craig will come in and maybe give a different voice. I don't know too much about him, honestly. I don't know many guys that had him in St. Louis, so I don't quite know the type of coach he is within the room. I've just heard from outside information of what he could be like, but I think a new voice can always help a team.
Greg's, you specifically, like, I thought it was so unique how you made your Stanley Cup playoff debut. It was game 6 and 7, man. You're just thrown into the fire. But this is ultimately why you elected to join the Maple Leafs. I mean, taking nothing away from your time in San Jose where you were a standout. We had you as you signed your PTO with the Maple Leafs last summer. But what was that overall experience like? I know you guys fell short in game 7, but just the atmosphere and just being a part of the Stanley Cup playoffs and playing in something you dreamed of as a kid.
Yeah, it was really cool to get in game 6. I was just trying to do my best to stay ready throughout those first 5 games. I knew when my time was called that I would be ready. And just the first game was at home, which made it pretty special for me. Just it's a completely different vibe. I tell people back home the difference between the playoffs and the regular season, and it's just it brings you back to why you're playing the game of hockey, right? It's you're there to win, and it's a crazy atmosphere. And obviously we had a really intense and exciting series to be in, so that made it even better.
Obviously, yeah, you fell short. And, we don't need to beat on that happens. But being around a player like, say, Austin Matthews, the season he had running for 70, what was it like being on that guy's team, watching him every day, what you learned from him? How does he go about his business, and what was that like playing with a player of that caliber?
Yeah, it was great. No, I hadn't met him before, hadn't really seen much of him. Obviously, being in San Jose, we only play him twice a year. But he's a true pro. He takes his craft very seriously. He's always working at getting better. You'll see him, at practice. He's out there early working on his shot, his different plays that not other players I don't think really think of. And that was really really special to see. And then obviously just the way he was scoring during the season was crazy. I would have thought he would have had 70 earlier than what happened. He was on fire for the first, well, really all year, but the first like 2 months, it was crazy. It was so special to see. Unfortunately, 70 didn't happen for him, but I think 69 is, it's a pretty crazy number to get to.
Man, it's a phenomenal number, and I made a joke of it on the show. One of my buddies actually bought a Poppy 69 jersey, and wearing that in the street on King Street West on a Friday night, my goodness, it's your field to play.
Yeah.
So you'll be a restricted free agent once again this summer. What's the play? Are you open to returning here to the Maple Leafs?
Yeah, 100%. I love my time in Toronto. It's a little out of my control right now. I'm still restricted, so it's it'll be up to Tree Living and the staff there to see if I work with the team moving forward. But I love my time in Toronto. I want to be back. I want to continue to help this team in the playoffs and like I said, eventually have a chance at winning a cup, because I think we have all the pieces here that can do it, and I'd love to have a chance at doing that.
And speaking of that, I mean, a lot of people analyze, ourselves included, what's missing? What do they need to get over the hump? Obviously, there's a lot of support behind the Maple Leafs and lots of people like-minded that want to get to the same result as you guys do. What did you see from this past season, the tweaks that could be made that could get this team to be kind of firing on all cylinders and get over that hump?
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough question. I think, we are such a solid team, and we have, in my opinion, all the pieces that it takes to be a contending team and to go far in the playoffs. I mean, if you really dissect our series, it's as close as it can get against Boston. We were without Austin for a game. We were without Willie for a couple games. Though those are obviously two of our best players. So that doesn't help. But I don't know. I think going through this, I know that we've been through it before, but I think just more experience going through it again, and maybe a new voice with Craig coming in will help us adjust some things in systematically. I don't know what he has planned for that. So it's a tough question. I don't really know.
A lot's been made, just to wrap here, a lot's been made of sort of the Amazon thing that's coming in October. Were the cameras like visible? Were they around a lot, Gregs?
Yeah, they were for, I don't know the exact time they came in, but maybe 5-10 games before the season ended. Then throughout the playoffs, they were there. There was a few of them. They in the playoffs, they were coming on the bus with us and obviously following Willie around. They stayed out of their way for as best as they can. They obviously got to be in the dressing room and doing what they need to do to create good content. And I think Willie is a perfect guy for that show. He lives a pretty interesting life, and obviously his play on the ice speaks for itself. He's an unbelievable player, so that'll be exciting to see that come out.
Was that distracting though? Like, everyone's trying to get on the same page and make a run, and you got this outside source poking around and Willie's trying to make content for them. And like, was it a distraction? Would you prefer that if that just doesn't happen again?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, we're pretty used to it now, especially being in a market like Toronto. We always have the TNT games, or just the Sportsnet guys in general. They're always in the room. They're always having cameras around. So it wasn't too much different from regular games, I guess.
Well, Greg's, we'd be the first to say we hope you're back in the mix, man. You're just a quality human being first and foremost, and I just love the speed that you bring to this lineup. I love what you brought in the Stanley Cup playoffs as well. So appreciate your time today, and hopefully we chat soon, bud.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll see you guys soon, hopefully.
Thanks, Noah. Have a good summer, man.
Yeah, you guys too.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.